Just seconds away from the 4 o'clock tip here at the Jamal Murray Homecoming Showcase. We're at the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center out in Scarborough for day 2 of this wonderful weekend of hoops. Day 1 yesterday at the Athlete Institute in Orangeville. It's Uchenna Academy versus Orangeville Prep. Uchenna going to take the floors. We got both teams in black uniforms. This is going to be a little tricky, Sydney.
It's going to be very hard.
By the way, J.J. Evison, Sydney Holmes on the call. And right now, as we say that, Uchenna Academy turning their black jerseys inside out. So Uchenna will be in the whites, Orangeville Prep in the blacks. Starting lineups are as follows for Orangeville. Number 35, Lucas Jendruziak. Number 1, Joel Campbell. Number 12, Aaron Geshoff. Number 15, Noah Dacre. And of course, the younger brother of Jamal Murray, Lamar Murray, wearing number 23. He is a 2027, standing at 5'11". For Uchenna, they're going to counter with number 2, Jordan Fisher, the 2028 6'6" forward. Elijah Thomas wearing number 20, Javon Richards 23, Diego Vita 48, and Protege Muteba number 40. We are underway. Orangeville Prep get possession off the hop.
Something that I'm noticing, I know we just talked about jerseys, but I love Orangeville's touch on the back of the jersey. It might be hard for people to see on the live streams, but there's a flag just above the numbers, and I believe it's to represent the nationality of the player wearing it, so I think that's fantastic.
It's a little detail, but yeah, it's absolutely a nice touch. You see the Serbian one there, Jordan Druziak. Jamaica there on the back of Joel Campbell's jersey. Noah Dacre comes up with the strip behind the back pass intended for Campbell. Just a little too pretty off the hands of the Aussie Aaron Geshoff. They got Geshoff listed as 6'7", but he looks maybe a head taller than that.
A little bit. But you know what? That's a great scouting report, because then everyone you go up against is going to think you're a lot shorter.
Scoreless through the first 40 seconds. Uchenna Academy, Vita looking for Fisher, finds him. He's got 2 on him, backing it out. Baseline jumper, no. Rebound, Geshoff. Geshoff showing off his handles as he traipses down the court. Dacre, he's a 3-point shooter. Steps in, where's the cutter? No. Top side, shot is up. Jendruziak, that rims around. Defensive rebound by Jordan Fisher. He hands it off to Elijah Thomas. Wearing those bright pink New Balances. The handoff to Diego Vita. And now Fisher up top. Working on Dacre. Gets the switch. Dacre's now on Thomas. Thomas, mid-range jumper off the mark. Rebounded defensively by Lamar Murray. Now, funny thing about Lamar Murray's intro video on the Orangeville Preps webpage,
yes,
his favorite player is his brother, but then not his brother, because then he went on to say his favorite player was Luka Doncic. So I think, got to give the siblings some love, of course. Jendruziak blocked at the top. Uchenna out, it's Vita. Wide open 3, flush. Javon Richards, 5'9", 2026. Javon Richards shooting it from deep. That's a nice stroke. Lamar Murray, corner 3, nothing but nylon. A little ooh, you said it, you heard it.
I liked it. Because it was clean, right? It was just a smooth release, nothing but mesh. Beautiful shot to start the game for him.
Jordan Richards thought about it, gives it up. Vita, guarded by Murray. He wants the screen, uses it. Gets some time and space, guarded by Geshoff now. Elijah Thomas can't get the response. Murray with the rebound, pushing the pace. Middle of the floor, Murray. Jendruziak steps into a jumper from the baseline, that's good. 5-3, Orangeville ahead.
I'll start the count. For those of you who've been keeping track with us from the first game of the day, we had a staggering 12 players step out of bounds in total.
Under their own, not pushed out of bounds,
nope,
stepped out of
just,
bounds.
on their own accord, they just decided to step out of bounds. In the second game, it was okay, it was 10. The most recent game, it was only 3. And now we're at 1. So, you know what, we're progressively getting a little bit better as the day's going on here.
Murray takes the handoff. runs into some trouble, so we're going to reset at the top. Joel Campbell moving downhill, gets a lane, blocked. He tried to bring it back with his right hand and brought it into the path of the defender. That was protege Muteba. But Uchenna turned the ball over on that offensive possession.
We have head coach of Uchenna, Coach Rowe. If you have been within the community of basketball, you know who he is. He's honestly the catalyst for building up a lot of the Toronto-based talent that we've seen over the past few years. He used to be coaching for Crestwood as well, so there was a lot of the men and women's teams that we've seen that have come out from underneath him. Elijah Fisher, his brother Jordan Fisher, is a strong, solid player on this team for Uchenna, so I'm expecting some big things from this team.
Jandrusiak behind the back pass to Gashaw. Give the hockey assist to Lamar Murray. And timeout by Coach Will Russell, who you were just praising there. Too easy of an offensive opportunity there off of a defensive stop for Orangeville. And you got to talk about where the effort lies there with your team.
A solid performance on Orangeville in that last rotation. You said Murray had it on the corner. He could have easily had shot it because he was wide open, but instead gave it to the player streaking in, and then there was a behind-the-back pass for the easy layup. So smart heads-up basketball there from Orangeville.
I was anticipating Murray pulling that three because there were so many of his teammates down low.
Exactly.
That, a 3 versus 1 rebounding game, odds are, especially, I mean, if you hit the shot, it doesn't matter anyway. Orangeville Prep Uchenna Academy here on center stage at the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center coming up at 6 o'clock. It is the marquee matchup, CIA Nike taking on William Academy. And then following that, 8 p.m., you don't want to miss that either. Crestwood Prep taking on Orangeville Academy. As we return to action here, 6 minutes left in the opening quarter. 9-3, Orangeville lead. Thomas for 3. Off the near iron, rebounded by Dacre. Dacre head up, has a lane. Murray in the corner. He nailed one from there earlier, misses that one badly. Jordan Fisher gonna walk into a 3 of his own off the iron. Murray with the rebound, pushing it ahead. Didn't get enough on it, kind of was flat-footed when he made that pass. Dacre with a hand, steals it from Fisher, and then a travel called. So good effort there by Noah Dacre to create a turnover after a turnover by Lamar Murray. I haven't even looked at football today, which is the crazy thing. I don't know what's going on in the NFL.
I was going to ask you about that. I was like, so how's your parlays
Well,
going?
no, Lamar Murray's the quarterback of this team, and Lamar Jackson is the quarterback of the Baltimore Ravens.
That's fair. That's fair to say. No, I understand the correlation.
I'll call him Murray for the rest of this game. Foul going to be charged to Jordan Fisher on Dacre. As we get our first look at number 34 from Orangeville. Isaac Kenny steps in as Lamar Murray heads to the bench. Vita with the handoff. Javon Richards dances into his own player. Wants the screen from protege Muteba. Elijah Thomas now, near side, working on Jandrusiak. Behind the back, tries to create space, turns around. Into the lane. Offensive foul.
That was a good call. He didn't mean to, but he thought the defender was a lot closer, so when he put his arm back, he was expecting his body to be there, but his arm just kept going and unintentionally hit the defender in the face, so that was a good call.
Gashaw to the bench for Orangeville. In comes Evan Wooters. All the way, Jędrusiak, but he can't finish. Diego Vita the other way. The handoff. Thomas. Nothing there. Vita on the far side. Swallowed up at the baseline. Cross-court pass. Corner three. Off the mark. Vita fighting for the rebound, but over the back. Boy, Uchenna really need a basket here.
It's a very switchy. I mean, we didn't have the privilege of watching Uchenna play in the fall showcase. They were the majority of their games. But from seeing the live stream afterwards and from talking to a lot of people who got to witness the game, they're a high-scoring team. They're a very efficient team, and we're not seeing that right now. And we did get the chance to watch Orangeville play. And not to say that they're not performing well either team, but we're just used to more consistency in the scoring for both teams.
Joel Campbell tries to work over the screen. Coughs it up to Jędrusiak. Fakes, turn, shot, no. Rebound pulled down by Isaiah Fisher. Elijah Thomas now uses the screen, but is met at the top. Little slippery floor, near side. Isaiah Fisher inside to Muteba. Takes the shot, no. Dacre with the rebound. Jędrusiak has a lane, just lofts it up, because right there to finish the play was Evan Wooters. Scratch that. Carson Hale. He checked in without, he just kind of snuck in there. He must have checked in for Wooters, who's now on the bench. Deep three, Elijah Thomas. Dwina.
Also to mention, too, I know we haven't gotten the chance to, but the Fisher brothers are playing together on this lineup. We have Jordan Fisher. We also have Isaiah Fisher. And then their older brother, Elijah, just a full-on basketball family, to say the least.
And it runs in your blood. I mean, the youngest here, Isaiah, has some tough competition, right? The older brothers, they've got the size, they've got the speed, they've got everything. He's still coming into his own, but has the foundation to be as successful as both the other Fishers.
Something that I like, though, is that all of them have a different style, right? Like, not all of them play the kind of the same feel of basketball, but it's nice to see because that means there was competition growing up. You know, they were pushing each other to kind of do better at all times. So, and it's also interesting too. Their aunt actually coached me in AAU basketball and rep basketball, which I mentioned during the fall showcase. So it's a full-on basketball family, and her dad is the assistant coach too. So basketball runs thick in that family. That's to say the least.
Into the front court. Elijah Thomas trying to find Jordan Fisher. And Hale's ahead of the pack, but that pass just a little too strong off the hands of Ethan Eckham. Working in the middle of the court, Tyquan Williams hands it off. Ball finds its way back to the hands of Elijah Thomas. That shot off the mark. A couple of white jerseys underneath for Uchenna trying to get that rebound, but it will go the way of Orangeville. Shot is up just off the mark. Rebounded and put back. Melieni Chog gets the second chance points.
That's why you follow the offensive board, right? Like, you have to be there. Remain consistent.
Jordan Fisher, step back three, drains it. Jędrusiak directing traffic. All four other players high. Now some motion. Jędrusiak ignores the screen. Shooter in the corner, wide open. Max Makem. Looking baseline. Inside, Hale. Fouled on the way up. Carson Hale comes in late in the first quarter, makes an immediate impact, has 4 points to lead all scorers for Orangeville Prep. But it's scoring from by committee. Jandrusiak's got a few. Lamar Murray has that corner three.
They're also making quick substitutions as well. Like you saw, the starting line was out there for maybe the first, I want to say 3 to 4 minutes. And then after that, they've just been doing quick rotations. The starting line is looking like they might come out to start potentially in the second quarter. But, I mean, when you have as strong of a lineup as Orangeville does and you have the players at your disposal, might as well use them.
Elijah Thomas, straight on three, no good. Rebounded Fisher. Thomas dives, gets the ball right back, and finishes off the glass for two. 49 seconds left in the opening quarter here at the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center. The Jamal Murray Homecoming Showcase, day number 2. Orangeville Prep, his old team, on the floor now against Uchenna Academy. Stepping in for that shot off the mark, Joel Campbell. And now it's Jordan Fisher from Isaiah Fisher. Near side wants that screen from Muteba. Muteba rolls. Off the glass, no. Orangeville out on the run. It's a 4-on-1. Maycomb, the recipient of a behind the back pass. 3 chance. Orangeville can't get it to go, and then finally fouled. The foul's going to go on Muteba, but 3 offensive rebounds.
The problem with that is Maycomb made it a lot harder on himself than he needed to. I think he was anticipating the contact so much that he wasn't even looking at the basket when he jumped up. He was looking at the defender that couldn't come to him. So then the last second he tried to toss it up, it just didn't work. But, I mean, again, Uchenna should have boxed out. There's no way Orangeville is getting that 3 times in a row.
So from the bench, Carson Hale leads all scorers in the game with 8 first quarter points. As Uchenna have one last opportunity to cut this 7-point lead held by Orangeville down. 3 seconds on shot clock. Elijah Thomas. No, that's not going to go. So after 18-11, we'll step aside for a quick quarter intermission and be back with second quarter action here from the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center. You're watching the Jamal Murray Homecoming Showcase on Athlete Institute TV on YouTube, brought to you by OSBA Production. Only 29 points on the board, a combined between both sides for the first 10 minutes of action of this 4 p.m. tip-off between Uchenna Academy and Orangeville Prep. Jordan Fisher at the top. Calls for the screen from the big man Muteba. Fisher tried to get it down, but that one knocked out of bounds by Gashaw. Luca Williams checks in for Uchenna, number 37 in white. He sends Vita to the bench, guarded by Lamar Murray. Here's Elijah Thomas now, working on Dacre. Fisher goes baseline. Foul's going to be called on the floor. Thought he maybe just lost his footing there.
That's what I thought. Got bailed out a little bit. I guess the hands were kind of in the way.
This game isn't as physical as the previous three have been.
No, I don't. We had the chance to talk about that just in the intermission there. It's not like both teams aren't playing full out. It's just there's something missing. And I think you hit the nail on the head. It's just not as physical as the other games we've seen today.
Javon Richards tries to get around the screen. Gives it up. That shot off the mark, fighting for the rebound, but Dacre comes away with it. 3 defensive rebounds from Noah Dacre now. He's into the front court, going to slow things down. Nice pass, Shaw. Murray from in front of the bench drains it. That's his second 3 from that spot in the opening half. Got to show off for Big Bro, who's sitting just beside the Orangeville bench.
And then as you mentioned earlier too, the reason he's able to kind of be here today as well is they do play the Raptors tomorrow on Monday. So it's a full-on family basketball weekend for the Murray family. Murray
above everybody else to collect that rebound. Gashaw running the court, gets some contact. Protege Muteba called for the foul. Yeah, his Denver Nuggets team, they played at 5 o'clock Eastern yesterday. They were able to come in last night and get set up here in Toronto for their game tomorrow night. And there was quite an interesting start to the season for Jamal Murray. He's not typically one to take the opening jump off the tip, but after the original tip, it got knocked out of bounds. Officials couldn't decide who it was, so the last 2 in the vicinity were Jamal Murray and Shai Gilgeous, obviously teammates with Team Canada.
Pretty cool
So
moment.
they jumped it up to start the game. SGA won that. I wonder how long he'll hold it over Jamal's head.
If that was me, I would have texted him as soon as the game was done.
1-0 in tip-offs in favor of Shai Gilgeous Alexander.
When was the last time either one of them separately
That's
went
what
up
I
the tip,
want to know.
right? Like, when was the last time that happened?
I don't know that if we had the chance to ask Jamal, I don't know that he would have an answer.
Yeah.
Vida from the corner. Short. Dacre collects the rebound. Bounce pass, swallowed up by Jordan Fisher. Fisher, eyes up. No one's there. He's going to keep, fake, take. That's tough.
Oh.
No. Second chance opportunity for Vida. That's going to go.
Way to follow. Jordan Fisher, again, we know him to be more aggressive, and we had the privilege of talking to him during the fall showcase. And he was saying that he has that dog mentality as soon as he steps onto the floor. Like, it doesn't matter who you are, if he's friends with you, if anything, if he sees you in front of him, he's going right through you. Is exactly what he said to us. That's something I'm missing right now. We saw a spurt of it right there on that last offensive
That's
rush.
what you want to see more of.
But that's what I want to see on more of a consistent basis. We haven't been seeing that so far in this game.
Gashaw at the free throw line in his senior year. He goes 1 for 2. You know who we don't get to see today, who I really do enjoy watching, is Demetrius Deuce Woodard. He's not in uniform today. Part of that Team Ontario gold medal team at the Canadian National Championships. Elijah Thomas gives it up. Jordan Fisher. Fisher wants the screen. Going to work on Jędrusiak. Loses it.
Too much dribbling there for Fisher. But I'll also say, too, a lot of I will say everybody else on the floor for Uchenna was just standing still. They didn't give him an option. What you need to do and you need to get in the mindset of is, if you're not the person with the ball, you need to be either making moves to get yourself open to help the person with the ball, or back out and create space so that your teammate has a chance at the net.
All the way downhill, Jędrusiak couldn't finish. Good defense by Uchenna. Ilya Kramer, number 30 in white. Backdoor pass for Vida. Gets there, but a travel called. So discount the basket. Let's take it side out of bounds as the gymnasium here slowly filling up. Under 7 minutes remaining in the opening half here. 24-13, Orangeville lead. Gashaw. Keeps. Works into the paint. That one broken up by Elijah Thomas, who has a lane. Thomas going up to the ceiling and throwing it down.
Where's the excitement? No one said anything. I guess they're just really used to seeing it, but every time I see high school players dunk, it just gets me excited.
Carson Hale had that one stripped. Dacre can't convert, and now Thomas out on the run.
Good look.
Ilya Kramer just hesitant there. Didn't continue running, kind of was going to fade to the corner, had that bounce pass come, and here's Kramer now. It's going to be a grab on Carson Hale. Quick first step for Kramer. Near side three, nothing but nylon, Javon Richards.
That was good patience too, even though there was Campbell right in his face. He took his time, composure, beautiful release.
Dacre has a lane, takes it. Can't get the left-handed finish. The presence of Tyquan Williams too much. Thomas wants that screen. No one's gonna come meet him, so he'll shoot the three, and he drains it. That's 2 threes in the game now for Elijah Thomas. Gashaw hands it off. Gets it right back.
Is that an out of bounds?
That wasn't out of bounds.
Timeout call, I believe. Or at least Orangeville's trying to get one. There we go.
The timeout will be awarded there. And this game is starting to get closer and closer. Orangeville had the big jump from the opening tip, but has since regressed, has allowed Uchenna to come back into this game and establish presence in the paint.
I'm just not seeing as much energy as I'm used to seeing. Like I mentioned, we didn't get to comment on the games during the fall showcase, but I watched them back just to kind of get a sense of the teams. Both of these teams are playing way out of the ordinary for them. There's more tenacity that I'm used to seeing. There's more aggression that I'm used to seeing, and I'm not seeing it. And I think it's fair to say that, again, there could be like a lot of outside pressure. Not every day you have an NBA player kind of watching you play. That also might be another added mental pressure. But I don't know. I think I just would love to see a bit more aggression on both sides of the court.
Well, will things change before halftime? We have 5 minutes, 21 seconds left on the clock. It's a 3-point lead for Orangeville Prep, led by 8 points from Carson Hale, a few of them coming from the charity stripe. 6 points behind him is Lamar Murray, who drained 2 threes right in front of the Orangeville bench and in front of the bigger brother Jamal, who's here in attendance at his own namesake's homecoming showcase. J.J. Evison alongside Sydney Holmes on the call. We'll be joining Ontario Scholastic Basketball Association for their games of the week starting in November as well. Excited to follow some of the storylines in that league as we work our way into the new year and to another draft class. Hale collects that rebound off of a missed three. Joel Campbell slipping, sliding, doesn't get it to go, but gets his own rebound. The put back, Carson Hale. The first scorer into double digits is Hale. Walking into a three, Elijah Thomas short rims it. Jandrusiak pulls down the board. Picks up the dribble on his own timeline. Campbell, Hale, elevates, easy. In transition, looks like Uchenna just got lost defensively. No lane for Thomas, so he gives it up to Richards. Vita Now to Williams. Everybody's touching the ball on the offensive side for Uchenna. You like that. The turnaround jumper, no good for Ilya Kramer. Returning to the game is Muteba as Taekwon Williams, the 6'5", 2025, heads to the bench in his senior year. So senior for senior, big for big.
6'8"'s a crazy height. It's not something I'm used to seeing every day, to say the least.
Murray has it top side, wants the screen, uses it. 2 dribbles in, picks up the dribble.
Oh, it's a bit of a competition to see who wants it there.
Yeah, Carson Hale wanted it. So did Gashaw. Scratch that. So did Chobe. Neither of them able to come away with it, but Hale's back at the free throw line where he spent a good part of this first half. Ilya Kramer picks up the foul that sends Hale to the line, looking to add to this 7-point lead. Stretch it out before half. Carson Hale's up to 12 points. He's got 12 of Orangeville's 30 here through the opening first 2 quarters. 3:45 remaining before halftime. Vita gives it up. Kramer just missed from that spot, misses again.
Ooh.
Joel Campbell.
Too hard.
Wasn't running the lane, is asking his teammates to slow things down. That's Malieni Chobe who threw it out of bounds, number 42. Joel Campbell out. Isaac Kenny in. That shot, Diego Vita drills the 3 from deep. 6'3" guard, a 2027 prospect. Murray able to corral that pass that looked like it was heading out of bounds.
It's like an Odo Beckham grab.
One hit. I mean, we got to keep the football references going.
I think so.
Travel. Chobe. Javon Richards in for Kramer. 3 minutes left in the second quarter. 6-point lead. Orangeville Prep. Down low. Muteba using his frame to get some space. Leaves it short. Murray can't corral the rebound. Thomas, topside 3 off the front of the iron. Into the hands of Chobe. Diego Vita called for the foul. Pressed by Uchenna. Murray calmly over the timeline. Now into the corner. Last touched. Off the fingertips of Kenny.
I think Orangeville, they're not giving themselves the time to truly get a solid play set. They need to take their time, give themselves a better opportunity. They're rushing it too much. The reason they haven't been able to score in the last few possessions is onto their own accord. They're messing up themselves.
Mid-range jumper, good. Javon Richards, immediate impact. Checking back into the game, give the assist to Vita. Murray with the handoff. Elijah Thomas with the steal and out on the run. Reverse jam. Elijah Thomas making it pretty.
That's the second time. I need some excitement. I need, give me I know you can't have noisemakers in here, but maybe I'll yell next time.
Vuvuzela. Vuvuzelas are for football,
Yeah.
being soccer. Lamar Murray for 3.
That's
3 threes now
right?
for Murray, yeah.
Yes.
I think he's 3 for 6.
Yes.
One of the more vocal players on defense for Orangeville as well. You can hear him from this broadcast area. Elijah Thomas, top side. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Picked up by Gashaw. Tries to get around him, gets the first step off the backboard and through.
I would say Murray and Jędrzejczyk are the key leaders on this Orangeville team. You can hear them at all times. Fantastic slam down there from Haley.
Carson Hale up to 14 points in the game. Lead is only 4 for Orangeville.
I think we're now seeing that aggression, that tenacity we're used to seeing from Orangeville.
Orangeville's happy to play in transition with speed. Uchenna looking to slow things down in the half court. Elijah Thomas, deep three, back iron and through. It's a 1-point game. Jędrzejczyk, far side, back into the middle. Out on the run, Diego Vita. Just lays it in, and Uchenna Academy have a 1-point lead. Lamar Murray pushing the pace. Wants the screen from Rashaw. You can't go under that screen because he'll take that shot. And that's a risk you're not willing to take if you're Uchenna. That one he missed. 2-second difference, shot clock, game clock. Elijah Thomas content to just slow things down. Diego Vita, met by Murray at the timeline.
Good defense by Murray there.
Elijah Thomas walks into a three. That's deep front iron. Gashaw with the rebound. Ahead. The shot by Jędrzejczyk.
Ah.
Wedgied.
That was a
Make
good
that
spin move.
Isaac Kenny.
That was a good spin move by Kenny.
So at the half, 36-35, Uchenna lead for the first time in a long time. We'll step aside for a 10-minute break and bring you third quarter action. From the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center, you're watching the Jamal Murray Homecoming Showcase here on Athlete Institute TV, brought to you by OSBA. Welcome back inside the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center here in Scarborough, Ontario. The second half of this game between Uchenna Academy and Orangeville Prep. About to get underway. It's a one-point game, Uchenna Academy. And before the inbound pass, Lucas Jendruziak having a little shoving match with Elijah Thomas. And Elijah Thomas may have sold that play, but the referee called it. So before they even get a chance to get on the board and get back into the lead, Orangeville turn over the ball. We are at the Jamal Murray Homecoming Showcase. Jamal Murray is here. His younger brother Lamar plays for Orangeville, where he once played. Jamal now the primary guard on Diego Vita, but it's Jordan Fisher inside working on Noah Dacre. Blows by him and gets the lay-in for two.
That's something that we need to consistently see from him. We're used to seeing from him. We just haven't so far in this game.
Just his 5th points of the game. He got some good looks early on, but hasn't really done much since then. His team able to come back from a big lead held by Orangeville early in the game. The tenacity and the aggression starting to get to the level that you're hoping to see, I know, Sydney.
Yeah, I can understand. Sometimes it's hard to turn it on, especially when there's nothing at stakes in this showcase, right? There's no like big grand final championship at the end. So it's really just you're playing competitive basketball. And for some players, you really need that initiative to be like, I'm playing for something, really turn it on early. So, but I mean, again, it's a hard-fought game. Both teams are playing really tough. I'm liking the bit more aggression that I'm seeing right now.
2 straight offensive possessions for Orangeville, resulting in 2 turnovers. Dacre, this is a tough ask with Dacre to guard Jordan Fisher. Fisher, nice footwork, left-handed finish.
He's creating pockets where there seemingly isn't any space.
Dacre takes the bounce pass, gives it up to Gashaw. Murray, time and space, 3 is up, off the back iron, into the hands of Elijah Thomas, who pushes the pace for Uchenna. A dazzling display of ball handling skills, and Noah Dacre calls for hands on the hips. 3 fouls in less than a minute and a half on Orangeville. And Jendruziak checks out. Carson Hale, the leading scorer with 14 for Orangeville, back in the game. The only scorer in double digits for the Orangeville Prep squad. Pull-up jumper from the free throw line is good for Javon Richards. Dacre takes the pass, gives it up. Hale moving downhill. Forced into the corner. Now Jack Lamar Murray. Dacre. Gashaw. Nothing happening here. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Dacre tries to fake. Murray, far side 3. Back iron, no. Gashaw can't corral the rebound. Last touch by...
Refs had to have a conversation. I don't know
Yeah,
if he clearly saw. The problem is that ref was already kind of making his way down the floor, so I don't know if he saw either.
Yeah, I saw it off of Thomas's hands. I thought it was going to be Orangeville ball, and it is Orangeville ball. If you're just tuning in and you're wondering why there's 27 seconds on the shot clock, this tournament has 30-second shot clocks, 4 10-minute quarters, 6 personal fouls. Some hybrid rules here for the Jamal Murray Homecoming Showcase. Nice bounce pass, Gashaw. Floater from the mid-range is good. Perimeter ball movement finds its way back to Thomas. That one off the front of the iron. Protege Muteba picking up speed, headed right into the corner where Jamal Murray is sat comfortably.
What a story.
Trying to stay out of the way, and then the play comes right to you.
What a story.
No, don't even say it.
Hey,
We're moving on. Don't say it.
Headline, player tackles Jamal Murray. Luckily, it didn't happen.
Joel Campbell loses the handle, dives to the floor to save it. Dacre moving into the paint, blocked at the top. by Muteba. And now it's Vita behind the back with the lob. Elijah Thomas with the finish. Not too sure that's how they wanted it to play out. But it is how it is. 2 points is 2 points. Dacre stepped in. Diego Vita on the run again. Thomas wanted it. Thomas gets it. Can't compete the play. Fighting for the rebound, keeps it in. Jordan Fisher stepping inside. A nice Euro step. Carson Hale now out on the run behind the back. Murray. Time and space. Way too much time off the back of the iron. And then just kind of folds. He's, you know, lets his body just express his emotion there. And Diego Vita knocks down the three-point shot.
Slow changeover of the lead. We saw Orangeville and Uchenna both playing so. Fantastic take there from Murray.
There's Murray.
But we see both teams playing this like slower pace than we're used to seeing. But now Uchenna has a decent lead. We see a 7-point lead so far. Their first time leading in this game, but it's not like they're playing extremely aggressive basketball either. Like they're just playing consistent.
Fisher gets the and one. Foul's gonna go on Carson Hale. So Jordan Fisher was shooting from the perimeter there in that first half, now getting some more looks into the paint. Got to use that frame and that size to get space and time down low, right?
Yeah. And again, he's very crafty when he is down low. You can't give him that space because he's so good at creating chances for himself, but he's now coming into a zone where he's allowing himself to truly drive from the elbow in, creating those chances.
Murray accepts the pass on the far side. Nice dive by Jędrusiak. Fisher contacts on the shooter. So Lucas Jędrusiak to the free throw line, number 35 in black. So Fisher's gonna have to go to the bench with 4 personal fouls. You only have 6. Little showing of confidence in the big man from head coach Rowe. Going to leave him in the game with 4 fouls. Richards over the timeline to Isaiah Fisher. Far side, Thomas misses everything.
Interesting choice by Jędrusiak. He had time to grab the ball. He decided to let it go out of bounds. Interesting try. I mean, either way, that's their ball, but interesting idea.
Maybe he felt trapped there on that baseline, and
I mean, he did have time to box out Fisher before he went to grab the ball. I mean, either way, they got it back. So.
Well, it was a 1-point lead at the half, has ballooned to a 7-point lead. The first few possessions for Orangeville resulted in turnovers. But they've been able to collect themselves and get back into their game plan. Meanwhile, Uchenna just trying to find the hot hand. They've got a collection of scorers, you know, nearing double digits. Obviously, Elijah Thomas is in that double-digit category. Jordan Fisher is inching closer. So too is Diego Vita and Javon Richards. A little more energy in the gymnasium now with the in-game hosts rocking the mics.
Them excited with all the free stuff, you know?
I would do anything for a free t-shirt.
Oh, what I wouldn't do for a free t-shirt.
Back to the game. Jędrusiak, near wing, looks for the diver, not there. Fisher switches out. Campbell, top side, Hale. Murray. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Jędrusiak is going to have to put it up. From the free throw line, he does, off the iron, right into the hands of Maliene Chobe. Murray, straight on, no. Jędrusiak jumps for that rebound, no. Hale saves it. Swing, top side, shot clock 22, lots of time to reset in the half court. Hale down low, no one's there. Patience, spinning, elevating, and finishing. Darson Hale, 16 points in the game.
Good rotation there for Orangeville, way to kind of not give up on it.
Isaiah Fisher, far side, tries to get it to Jordan Fisher, no. Ahead of the pack, Joel Campbell. He's gonna float that one in. The lead now down to 3.
Slowly but surely, Orangeville's coming back in this game.
I never really counted them out the way that they play. They can turn it on at any given time, both defensively, offensively. Jordan Fisher, mid-range, no. Hale with the rebound.
Murray streaking down the floor.
Jędrusiak, calm, cool, collected. Tie ball game. Isaiah Fisher gives it up to Elijah Thomas. Wants that screen from Jordan Fisher. Doesn't brush shoulders with him. Fisher leaks out into the corner. Shot off the front of the iron and out of bounds off the fingertips of a Uchenna player. Scratch that. That's last touch by Cho. Uchenna retained possession. Diego Vita checks back in.
Good dish. Even better block, though.
Jędrusiak with the block up top, but the second chance opportunity is good for Muteba. Murray, stolen by Vita, out on the run. Up and under, doesn't get enough spin on it. Second chance opportunity, sees Thomas heading downhill. Block called. Elijah Thomas standing over Job. Job didn't take a liking to that too much. The two exchange words before the officials have to step in. Double tech call to cool things down. Dacre checks back in alongside Aaron Gashaw for Orangeville. Lamar Murray to the bench alongside Job. Back to a two-possession game in favor of Uchenna Academy.
I mean, we've always known Orangeville, even with their past rosters, to kind of run deep in terms of the players that they travel with, but we're only really seeing them use about 8 players at their disposal so far.
Jędrusiak from the free throw line finds Gashad on the dive. Left-handed finish is good. A lot of good off-ball movement here in the second half for Orangeville Prep. Give the ball up, dive to the basket. That's what you want to see. Vita. Swing, swing, Elijah Thomas. Jordan Fisher now from the elbow. Works into the paint. Count the basket. Jordan Fisher is going to go to the free throw line for a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play. Noah Dacre with another foul. Off the back of the iron, but rebounded by Elijah Thomas to Diego Vita. Thomas resetting on the near side three. No. Another offensive rebound, but stepping out of bounds was Javon Richards. Talk about the effort on the offensive glass by this Uchenna team here in the second half.
It's honestly been the reason why they've been able to keep this lead, is because Orangeville, for whatever reason, has decided to stop boxing. And Uchenna is just getting an easy putback opportunity. Honestly, the why, I mean, again, they did have a 4-point lead. Now it's reduced down to 1 point.
Jandrusiak, yep, brings it to that 1-point lead off a nice handoff from Gushaw. Everybody swarms to Fisher. That ball's knocked loose. Here's Jandrusiak traipsing up the middle of the floor. Aaron Gushaw, Carson Hale, two-handed jam.
That was a good play on Jandrusiak. Just a real heads-up play. He sent him. He didn't actually allow him to kind of stop to get the ball. He sent it to where he was going.
Pass the ball not where your teammate is, but where they are going to be.
Exactly.
Dacre with the strip, ahead of the pack. Two-handed jam, Noah Dacre. Orangeville's bringing the energy. They are up 3 now. From down 4 to up 3, it's a 7-point swing. Timeout, Uchenna. We'll step aside for a quick break and be back for the final minute and 8 seconds of the third quarter right after this. .68 seconds left in the third quarter here between Orangeville Prep and Uchenna Academy. Orangeville now up 3 in this back and forth contest. Here at the Jamal Murray Homecoming Showcase at the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center. JJ Evison alongside Sydney Holmes for the rest of the day. We've got 2 more games after this one. CIA Nike taking on William Academy as Jordan Fisher misses that. Gushaw. Bounce pass, Jandrusiak.
Campbell was wide open running down that floor.
Elijah Thomas with the steal. Spin move. Nice finish. Elijah Thomas put Jandrusiak in the spin cycle, got open, and finished the play. Ooh. Dacre fakes out Thomas big time, then runs into the path and got absolutely dropped.
That had the potential to be a lot worse. I'm thankful both players are okay and back up moving again.
I think the next time Dacre has a flyby like that, he'll do a one bounce step to the other way. Dacre accepts the inbound pass. No shot clock. 25 seconds left in the quarter. Jandrusiak keeps. Gushaw with the handoff to Dacre. Nice bounce pass into the path of Gushaw. Fisher there to swallow up the rebound. Thomas was running in the middle of the court. Fisher put it where he was going to be. A little miscommunication there.
I think there was no communication is the problem. I think they both just assumed where the other was going instead of saying, hey, give me the ball. It's a very quiet basketball game. Quieter than we've used to been seeing this during this today.
Joel Campbell into the front court. Gushaw, 3 seconds, attacks, elevates. That'll be good for the final points of the third quarter, 59-56. So after the third quarter, Orangeville come back to take a lead from a 1-point deficit. They were stuck 7 at one point, but tenacious and unrelenting. We'll be back for the final 10 minutes between these two sides after a short break. quarter action underway here at the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center. It's the Jamal Murray Homecoming Showcase. J.J. Evison alongside Sydney Holmes, the smallest power forward to ever play the game.
You know it. I just need to have that be my trademark.
Yeah.
For ongoing, for when we start to do the plays of the week for the OSBA regular season, I really want my tagline to just be Sydney Holmes, smallest power forward you'll ever meet. Yeah, I need to get that coin somewhere. Maybe I'll start selling T-shirts.
Well, you know what you need to do? I feel like that's a good TikTok bit for you. I mean, I guess you have to find a gym to go and shoot it in and some basketball players to help you out as there's a turnover on the court. Jędrusiak's going to keep it the whole way, and that's a good decision. Jędrusiak, 2 points to open the scoring here in the fourth quarter. But do you know what I mean? Like the smallest power forward. Like
if I were to get a whole lineup of power forwards and then the camera just drops and you see me.
Perfect.
It's a great idea. If someone steals it, I'll know where you got it from. You got it from JJ.
Isaiah Fisher misses. Gashaw out on the run. Dacre into the front court. Lamar Murray here now on the near wing, working into the middle of the floor, trying to shake his defender. Jędrusiak attacks baseline. Step back, fade away, 2, no. Hale with the rebound. Doesn't get the put back, but will head to the free throw line for 2.
It was a good attempt.
Fisher's going to take that foul. 5th foul for the big man. Diego Vita off the bench, getting ready to check in. And Fisher's going to take a quick seat. Tough to play 5 fouls. You only got 1 more, and they might need you down the stretch. See what Uchenna can do with him on the bench. Who's going to be the leading scorer? Seems like Elijah Thomas has been doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
He's been the most consistent player on Uchenna so far.
Here he is now, Elijah Thomas. Wants some action, gets it right back. Now it's Vida on the far side. Guarded by Dacre, gets around his primary defender. No one's in the corner for Thomas to pass it to. Some stagnant basketball, finally. Isaiah Fisher. Kick, Vida takes the pass, attacks the paint. 2 seconds on the shot clock, no. Hale with the rebound. Orangeville with a chance to add to their lead here. Foul on Protege Muteba as he grabs the jersey of Aaron Gashaw, a 6'7" Australian in his senior year at Orangeville. Dacre with the handoff, taking it into the paint, loses his grip. Elijah Thomas scoops up the loose ball. Javon Richards playing give and go with Vita. Deep 3, Thomas, bottom.
His ability to shoot through not only contact, but when sometimes when the hand's in your face, it can cut off your visibility to the net, but he seems completely unfazed by it.
He stepped into that one confidently. Gashaw looking for somebody, gives it up to Hale. Jędrusiak using his frame and his body to get downtown, gets another 2. 4 points in the opening minutes for Jędrusiak in the fourth quarter. Vida on the far wing, a little zone defense here from Orangeville. The back cut, extra pass. Thomas just drained one from there. That one a little short. Murray looks up court, keeps the ball, pushes the pace. Dacre, feet set, drains the 3 and the foul. Noah Dacre making buckets, taking names.
Beautiful basket by Dacre. Fantastic way. Good initiative on Murray, though, to push the pace to get him in a position where he can get that basket off. So, fantastic play from Orangeville all around on that one.
Joel Campbell checking back in, sending Lamar Murray to the bench. Could this be the second 4-point play we see today?
Yes.
Daker's locked into that rim.
I jinxed
Sydney,
it. Sorry.
Sydney.
I know the token rule. You say it's going to go in and it never does. My fault. I'm so sorry.
We've all been there.
Forgot.
Thomas on the far side. A little closely contested man defense now from Orangeville. Switching on a couple of players. Thomas, Fisher, down low, off the glass and in. Jordan Fisher, another couple of points. Jędrusiak takes the handoff from Gashaw, gives it up to Carson Hale. A nice crossover. Hale left-handed off the backboard and through.
That was a fantastic crossover by Hale. I mean, again, as simple as a crossover is, it's very effective.
Simple but effective. 2 minutes gone in the fourth quarter, 68-61 Orangeville lead. Elijah Thomas floats one up and sees it go through. He's got 5 here in the fourth. Aaron Gashaw, jump stop. Diego Vita picks up the loose ball, out the other way. Steps into a 3 because no one's picking him up. That's off the side of the net. And another chance, that one a little short. Carson Hale with the rebound. Vita steals it. A third opportunity, no. Fourth opportunity. Vito from 3 in front of the Orangeville bench. That's strong. But another offensive rebound, Uchenna. Is anybody in black going to rebound the ball?
I think so. You think after the fourth chance that they'd maybe clue in that we need to get a box out, but I don't think so. Maybe on the fifth.
Elijah Thomas. No, Daker says, give me that. I got to get my team a possession. Campbell working on the far side. Can't shake his defender. Daker's going to take it on the far wing. Played a 2-man game with Carson Hale. Diego Vita, quick hands, ahead. Elijah Thomas, there's no one with him. Easy bucket. He's got 7 in the quarter.
It's a good timeout call there from Orangeville.
Before they allow themselves to give up the small lead now that they have it was reduced to 3 points only, but it's a good
Call the timeout now, figure out what's going on and why is there a breakdown within the last minute of play here.
Not just on one side of the ball either. Defensively, lack of communication. Offensively, no one's demanding the ball. There's no one just running the offense after Lamar Murray went off. You want to see Joel Campbell really take control of his team and put them in positions to be successful. He just hasn't done that here in the fourth quarter as of yet. If you're tuning in on Athlete Institute TV on YouTube, thank you for watching our broadcast. We hope you're enjoying. We are here at the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center for the Jamal Murray Homecoming Showcase, day number 2. A couple of games left on the slate. The 6 o'clock tip-off between William Academy and CIA Nike. Expected to be one of the marquee games today. And the final game is Crestwood Prep taking on Orangeville Academy, so their Nike circuit team. It's been quite the weekend showcasing Canadian hoopers. Obviously, we have the ones who've elected to stay home and play here in Canada, in Ontario. But we've also got a couple of Canyon International Academy teams up here, with some Canadian talent. Jordan Charles we saw earlier today, right? We're going to get a look at some other talent upcoming in that Nike game. Miles Sadler, Rokeem Green.
And it's funny how we're mentioning these high school athletes as if they're like NBA players, but they're becoming household names within the prep circuit, to say the least. And even on some of them on the national and provincial level.
Yeah, the ones that have the national experience, the U18, U17. Nice finish there from Joel Campbell to extend the Orangeville lead. You see and you hear their names kind of in those articles when it comes to FIBA tournaments. They'll have any one player playing for Canada can have a 40-point game.
Yep.
As we said earlier in the day, everyone's expected to be a 3-category contributor these days, it seems. Being a specialist just isn't good enough. Noah Dacre called for the foul on Elijah Thomas's three-point attempt. So another chance at a four-point play, and Elijah Thomas has 10 points here in the fourth quarter.
He's, I think we're used to seeing Fisher really step up, Jordan Fisher, sorry, step up into that leadership role, but due to the fouls, he's kind of been limited, so.
He's back on the court now with one foul left to give. That foul's going to go on Protege Muteba. We've been talking a lot about Elijah Thomas, his most recent NCAA offer, Long Island University. So he's got lots to mull over. Of course, ASU, probably one of the bigger names on his list.
I remember we asked him, we said, or at least I asked him the question, because my biggest thought with a lot of these athletes is you're still in high school, and yet you have this gigantic decision in front of you on where you're going to play your 4 years, or for some of them, your one and done year in the professional level. Where are you going to do that? And the fact that he's already getting offers and he's still in high school, I mean, it's a blessing first off, but that has to come with some pressure. And when I asked him if there's any pressure, if he feels like any outside forces, he says no. I just go out there and do me. And you know what? It's sometimes just as simple as that.
I wonder if that won't change next year when he's about to graduate in 2026, right? 2 more years of eligibility here in Ontario High School. That handoff broken up, and here comes Thomas on the run. Monster jam. Diego Vito with the steal. Elijah Thomas with the finish. He's got 13 in the quarter. 71-70, Uchenna back in the lead. 3:08 on the clock. Lamar Murray tries to get around Fisher. Swallowed up. Top side, Carson Hale. Downhill. Elevates. No. Vita ahead. Thomas. This time Murray's coming back to strip him.
Way to run
Save
back
the ball.
on defense there by Murray.
Jandrusiak. Dacre. He's a shooter. That one rims around. Kick back out. Jandrusiak's going to pull it this time. Front iron. Murray again with the loose ball. Thomas. Stolen. Javon Richards, Diego Vita far side. Jordan Fisher and Diego Vita give and go. Thomas on Murray. Uchenna just bringing that clock down as far as they can. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Fisher wants it. Dacre's got to stay tall. Help comes. Fisher can't get it to go. Knocked out of bounds. And Uchenna get it with 27 seconds left on the shot clock. Just over 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter.
I'm not going to say the dreaded word.
Don't say the dreaded word.
So what's going to happen is this. It's going to be a nail-biter of a game, and it's going to come down to a final shot, and someone's going to win it in regulation. That's what I'm going to say. You know, if you can read between the lines, please do. But there's a certain word in sports that you just don't say.
You don't say. Near side shot, up and good. Tyquan Williams, the 6'5", 20-25, giving his team the 3-point lead late in the game. Dacre had space, walks into a mid-range Jimmy. And that's good. Near side, I don't know how Elijah Thomas gets that open.
I don't understand how he's consistently being allowed to shoot the ball, is my question.
Box and one against him. Where's Coach Nick Nurse? We need his philosophies. Murray gives it up to Hale, and now it's Jandrusiak on the far wing using the screen from Hale. Picks up the dribble, in trouble. Murray's coming to bail him out. Instead it goes to Gashaw. Dacre, 5 seconds, tries to put it over the top. You can hear the Uchenna coach saying, hold it, slow things down. 60 seconds left in the 4 o'clock tip-off. Elijah Thomas around the screen. That shot just off the mark, and Jandrusiak has it now. 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Jandrusiak creating time and space. Murray wanted it the whole way down the court. Gets it. That rims around and out. Jordan Fisher settles things down and gets the ball to Thomas. strip. Jędrusiak, he's got to take it up big here. Easy lay-in. It's a 1-point lead. Now Orangeville. Timeout, Uchenna Academy, Sydney. It's a one-possession game. A couple of lead changes here in the fourth quarter. A game that started off feeling a little bit low in terms of energy is now in the final 31 seconds anybody's game.
I think they waited. They waited until the fourth quarter showdown, you know, to really truly bring it out. But I think it needs to be said, though, Jędrusiak has been putting the team on his back the entirety of the game. The consistency at which he's playing, not only on offense, but on defense, he's very vocal. Like you said, him and Murray are kind of sharing the lead a little bit, but his composure, right? And most people in situations like that, there's people in the audience, it's a tight game. Mentally, you're like, oh, I gotta make it. But he was so clean and confident. He knew it was going in before it left his hand. So that's the kind of player you need down the stretch. And he's just been a solid presence for Orangeville this game.
Well, Ifeosa Oliogu and William Academy starting to enter the gym now. He was electric in his first game back in Ontario at that fall showcase. Just throwing down monster jams. One of them, an alley-oop off the backboard. That highlight's still playing on my timeline for sure. It's a one-point game here at the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center. Jamal Murray homecoming showcase. Jamal Murray in the building as we speak, here to support his younger brother Lamar, wearing number 23 for Orangeville Prep. The place where Jamal played, 2014, before going to play for John Calipari at Kentucky. 1 second difference, shot clock, game clock. Jordan Fisher at the top of the key. Tries to turn the corner. Met there. Good defense. Carson Hale standing upright. Better offense.
How does he get that? Like, how does he get that? I think this is that dog mentality he was mentioning.
That's exactly what it is.
Also, I don't know if you can kind of tell on the angle on the live stream, but he had the left lane more than he did the right. If he, it's hard to tell because the defender's on his back and he's kind of just digging in a little bit to kind of get a feel for it, but there was more space on the left than there was the right, seemingly, of course, but obviously he created a chance on the right. It was a beautiful finish.
I feel like I'm of a different era where I'm thinking in my head, okay, if I'm Orangeville Prep, we're up 1. If they give it to a ball handler, they give it to somebody who's not good from the free throw line, let's foul them, send them to the line. Maybe they miss one, then it's time. We still get the ball back. I guess you want to trust your defense in that scenario, and it was good defense by Carson Hale.
I think in certain situations, too, given the score line, and especially if they can trust that they have shooters on their team, rather than maybe putting themselves in a position to get to that bonus, allow them to kind of get 1 point, you get the ball back, and then hopefully you can get something back on transition, is my thought at least.
18 seconds left. Orangeville have the ball. Who's it going to?
I think Jędrusiak would be obvious choice. Murray has been somewhat consistent from beyond the arc as well, but a player that I think it has to go to is Hale.
Yeah.
I think he has to get the ball.
Number 3 in black will take. We'll keep our eyes on him. Gashaw traipsing down court behind the back, getting fancy with it. Hands it off to Murray. Hale for 3, off the iron. Jędrusiak rebound, second chance opportunity, no good. Blocks there.
Same ball, Orangeville.
That's right. Protege Muteba there to knock it out of bounds. And you got to talk about the baseline inbound play with 5.7 seconds left. Make sure you have a couple of options should option A not come to fruition.
So I guess the question is now, are you going to push for the 3, which I wouldn't, or are you going to push for the layup, potentially draw contact? There's options. You have Hale, who's been consistent from mid-range and down low. You have Murray, who's been consistent from beyond the arc. And you have Jędrusiak, who's been kind of all over the place. He's been consistent from beyond the arc, mid-range, and down low. So a thought that I have in my mind is you make one of them the inbounder, potentially Jędrusiak. He inbounds the ball. Once the defender turns its back to look to see where Jędrusiak passed the ball, he cuts out to either the low corner or down low, gets the ball right back and goes in for the shot.
All right.
That's a play that I would think to draw up in my head, because
instinctually, when you think you don't guard the inbounder, right? We've said this a few times,
Too
right?
many times the inbounder gets lost.
Exactly. You say, okay, great, I'm not going to guard the inbounder. I know what the inbounder is. But if the inbounder is the shooter and the intention of the play is to get you off of him, I would set it up with Jędrzejczyk as inbounding the ball. So we'll see what they do here.
You can get a quick 3 release, and then everybody's crashing the boards if you're Orangeville. A 2 gives you the lead as well. You just can't foul if you're Uchenna. All right. We got a line formation. Goes Murray, Campbell, Gashaw, and Hale.
I called it right with Jędrzejczyk on the inbound.
There's Hale. Blocked by Fisher, but it's blocked out of bounds.
Who's open? Who did I call?
You're right.
Jędrzejczyk. They lost him completely as soon as he inbounded the ball. I need to be a bit louder next time, I think.
Okay, well, 2.5 isn't enough for a pass shot.
They need to go back to him.
It's a catch and shoot.
Yeah. I think that, I don't know, I think if they can inbound quick and Jędrzejczyk can get at least low corner. I'm going to coin that as they heard me on that last play because he was wide open as we both were saying. The defense turned its back. You have a foul on the floor?
Yeah, Joel Campbell gets fouled by Javon Richards. So, as the ball was still on the baseline, the foul occurred, which means the referees, it's going to be a one-shot and ball. So a one-shot foul in possession for Orangeville. Joel Campbell. So that's the one thing you didn't want to have happen if you're Uchenna.
No. You know what? I think we know what we're talking about. We kind of called the inbound play.
They don't keep calling us for nothing.
No, you know what? You're so right. I think we actually know what we're talking about. We kind of called. Thank you, JJ, for patting me on the back there. We kind of called the inbound play.
It's like you got a direct line into the huddle for Orangeville.
A little bit, you know.
3.1 on the clock. It's a tie game, 75-75. So it is going to come to the final possession. Gashaw fading away from the corner. That's out of bounds. Uchenna do have a chance now, 1.4. Do they have a timeout to advance it?
I think he's kind of coming back and saying, I'm on the ground. I'm not on the ground because I fell. I think he's trying to say that he was fouled, but.
Not sure you can talk your way into the official making a call on you. But.
No.
So 1.7. Thomas, one-handed heave. That's off the backboard, and I believe this game's going to end in a tie. What are the showcase rules on overtime?
That's a great question.
We're hearing there's overtime. The time of that overtime period has yet to be determined. I'm going to guess 5 minutes. We're well ahead of schedule here. It's only 5:34. The next tip-off not set until 6 o'clock. That one going between Canyon International Academy, CIA's Nike squad, part of the Nike EYBL. And there is 5 minutes on the clock. So regardless of whether or not, Sydney, you picked overtime, wanted to talk about overtime, we are headed there.
Yeah, I know. I guess you can kind of say it now because we're going in. But that's the token word that you never say in sports during regulation is overtime. We say the O word. You don't ever say it. Because 9 times out of 10, when you say it, it's going to happen. You're going to go into overtime.
5 minutes on the clock. This has been a back-and-forth game. Numerous lead changes, some great performances from both sides. It's all about who can convert in the final 5 minutes. A couple of players teetering on fouling out. Jordan Fisher being one of those. He's got 5 fouls in this game.
both teams really waited until the fourth quarter to kind of put anything into, in terms of aggression, I would say. Like, both teams played consistent all game, but we didn't really see the tenacity until the final fourth quarter.
So Orangeville's going to put out Joel Campbell, Aaron Gashaw, Lucas Jendruziak, Lamar Murray, and Carson Hale. Uchenna's going to counter with Jordan Fisher, Elijah Thomas, Javon Richards, Protege Muteba, and Diego Vita. They put 3 minutes on the clock for overtime, so just 3 minutes of basketball here left to be played. Lamar Murray, Gashaw, the handoff. Joel Campbell from the free throw line. He drains it to give Orangeville the lead. Good ball movement, good personnel movement on the offensive side for Orangeville. Vita has it. Fisher, top side. 360 left-handed finish. Jordan Fisher in his bag.
Right or left-handed, it doesn't matter. He's been consistent in driving to the net. It just took him a little bit longer than we're used to seeing, but it's definitely there.
Lamar Murray off the mark. Elijah Thomas over the timeline. Foul's going to be called on Joel Campbell. Javon Richards draws the foul. Richards to Thomas for three. Front iron, no. Rebound.
No way he's getting that.
Muteba falls to the ground. And he'll be shooting two. Hale gets his third personal foul called on him. Uchenna back in front by one. 1:53 left in overtime. Gashaw into the front court, the handoff to Murray. Murray finding a lane. Hold the rock like a football, like a running back, but he couldn't complete the play. Elijah Thomas working on Murray. Murray sticking with him step for step. Now Gashaw switches on to Thomas.
Bit of a mismatch on there with Murray and the Fisher. Good defense from Murray.
Murray wins the battle.
Take it back.
Jendruziak leaking out. Right at the rim, fakes it, and then gives it back out to Joel Campbell, who drops in the floater for two. Orangeville back up one. Everything is running through Thomas right now for Uchenna.
He's been their most consistent chance.
And every time they try and give it to Jordan Fisher up high, someone's there to knock it away. Thomas from the go.
Wow. My gosh.
It's a 2-point game in favor of Uchenna, thanks to Elijah Thomas. Who's going to respond for Orangeville? Joel Campbell, that's who. He's been all the offense for Orangeville in the overtime period. Knotted at 81. 4-second difference, shot clock, game clock. Thomas to Fisher, no one's on him.
Mistake.
Working baseline, turning around, back inside, up off the backboard and in. 20 seconds left for Orangeville to come away with a tie or the victory. Jendruziak into the front court. The handoff to Joel Campbell. Carson Hale now, 8 seconds left. Jendruziak attacking. Dribbled off of his leg and out of bounds. Elijah Thomas getting a hand in the cookie jar to disrupt that. Got a foul or come up with the steal here. Hard foul will send Javon Richards to the line. 4.1, it's a 2-point game. Richards has the chance to make it a 2-possession game.
A bit bit more of a slower start for both teams. It's clear to see. But, oh,
We're not shooting free throws. It's a side out.
interesting. Wow, good lead pass.
With authority, Elijah Thomas puts the exclamation mark on this game, and Uchenna Academy, trailed almost the whole way, are going to come away the victors here. It's a 4-point lead. We just have to inbound the ball, drain the final 0.6 seconds off the clock, and this game will be over. And here it is. Jędrusiak throws one up. That's not going to count. Uchenna Academy come away the victors, 85-81. A hard-fought back-and-forth battle. Wow. That overtime was everything you wanted overtime to be.
The best thing that, honestly, was Fisher coming into his own. Thomas has already been playing at a consistency that's surpassed anything that I could have predicted for him in this game. But you can't leave Thomas unattended.
He had way too much space in front of him. It's tough. When you're asking two players to guard him and he gets ahead of you like that, what can you do?
You can't. There's nothing you can do, right? Like in those kind of situations, you gotta remain strong. You gotta remain tough. And Uchenna, as of a rocky start as it was for them for this game, they came out victorious.
We'll step aside. The next tip-off set for 6 o'clock. 18 minutes from now, they're going to have a 12-minute warm-up on the clock. So we'll see if we get back on the air a little bit before 6 or if we tip off at 6. For JJ Evison and Sydney Holmes, we're here at the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center. It's the Jamal Murray Homecoming Showcase on Athlete Institute Television on YouTube, brought to you by the OSBA.